Hey guys, so I just moved houses. That explains the lack of videos lately. And as soon as we got into this new place, it's the first time we've had a dishwasher. I look at the dishwasher and we try to use it, and it won't work. It takes forever, it seems like the door isn't latching, and I think that's allowing air to escape. It's not sealing properly. You can hear it doesn't latch at all. So I was looking up on the internet for a couple of solutions, and the most likely to me seemed that it would be the latch, and other people had reported that certain models of Bosch dishwashers had an issue where they would fry some solder joints on the power control board. So I've already done the diagnostics on this, and it's definitely not the control board, and I believe it is the latch. So this video is going to cover how to replace a latch on a Bosch SHE3AR55UC something or other. With that said, let's get started. I already have the replacement part, so this should be fairly quick and easy. First thing you want to do is turn off the breaker. Now, you're not going to be exposing yourself to any electrical wires, but I can't say that about every single dryer out there, so it's probably safer to turn off the breaker to the dishwasher. So I'm going to go do that. Be right back. Okay, the breaker is off now. So in case your dishwasher actually isn't wired into its own circuit, you may need to find the plug for it and disconnect it that way. It might be under the sink, it might be behind the dishwasher. So somehow or other disconnect that power. I've done it now. So up here you see there are two screws, and I'll adjust the camera here so that you can see it. Okay, you should be able to see the little brackets and screws that are under here. So you got one here and one here. And just on this dishwasher, those are the only two screws that I need to take out to actually pull the unit out of where it's sitting right now. So there's one. These are both Phillips head, but it might be different depending on your dishwasher brand or sometimes even the country you've installed it in. So we can close the door now, and you can see it's loose. So we'll close the door, and then we'll grab it on both sides and gently kind of wobble it forward. And it's difficult because this one doesn't latch, so it's not like it'll pull the whole thing. Now you do have to keep in mind that there are some hoses that run through to your drain and water supply back here. They should be flexible hoses, but in this case I only need to bring it out about an inch. We'll say that's about 4 inches out from under the countertop, just enough to be able to see the latch assembly on top. Now I'm going to get you a nice angle of that in a second here. Okay, so now you can see this is the actual latch assembly up here. It's covered by this steel plate that has 4 Torx head screws on it, and it's right here. That's the latch assembly. Let me go find my Torx bits. I'll be back. So these are T20 Torx. They're not necessarily security bits. They don't have that little bump in the middle of the head of the screw, so any Torx bit should work. Take that off, place it to the side, and now you have another little Torx bit, Torx screw right here. Just one holding the latch in. So get that out of there. And there we go. So now we've got our latch assembly. Now it lifts up this way and then comes out. Actually kind of lifts up and then goes that way. So up and that way. And now there you have it. Let's see if I can get this to focus. So I don't know how well that's focused, but you can kind of make out that this assembly is the latch assembly. Now normally this would be down like that. And so it hangs off down under the lip of the door like this, and as you close the door it comes in and clicks. It pushes it up a little bit and clicks into place and holds the door in place. Now what's happening on my unit is that when you open the door it goes like this and latches itself up there and doesn't come back again. So then it never actually holds the door anymore. Now I was looking at this part and I compared it to pictures of a new part online and noticed that it's actually missing a lever right here. So I have the other part here and I can show you the difference. So you see, this is the new part and you can see it's got this lever right here. And what that lever does is once you've opened the door, it does still clip up there like that. But now you have this lever that the next time you close the door again, it pops it back up. So you can see I'm completely missing this lever. It looks as though it's completely snapped off from right around here. Looks like it's snapped off there. So this is garbage, and this is the replacement latch assembly. So it goes in sort of sideways and then you latch it down there. This replacement part cost me about $30 Canadian. So not too bad, could be better. I mean, it is a pretty sturdy piece of plastic, so I use quality construction materials on this guy. So now, before I shove this back into its cavity, let's just make sure this is going to work, because this is the first time I'm going to test this repair. So that works, and that works. You can tell now it's latching every time. Yep. Yeah, that's working really well. So what was happening when it wasn't latched is that it was, either not sealing properly, or perhaps there's a sensor right up here that right underneath here, and it's like a Hall effect sensor. So there's a little magnet here and a little Hall sensor here that detects when the door is properly closed. And so if it was doing anything weird during the cycle, it could have been popping the door out without it being latched and throwing the cycle off as if you had opened the door yourself. So that's what I'm thinking was happening. I tested the wash cycle when I figured out that I could temporarily relatch it, and it worked flawlessly. So I'm hoping this solves all my issues. So I'm just going to put these back in. I don't think that's focused anymore. Sorry about that. There we go. So put that one back in there. Without all my talking, this probably would be a 5-minute repair. And then you just want to shift this back in. Being gentle with it, of course. You don't want to break anything. Alright, now I'm going to move the camera here so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Now remember, you don't have it bolted in up top yet, so this whole thing is going to wobble around a little bit as you're working with it. So just be gentle and you shouldn't have any issues. So line it up where the holes were. These two little screws back up in there. Should be all right. Now you can just confirm that yes, in fact, the door does latch properly, and that's as simple as that. So there you go. $30 piece saves you from calling a repair technician, and gives you the wonderful feeling of having fixed it yourself. So that's all. If you like this video, you want to see more, hit subscribe. If you didn't like it, hit dislike. And if you have any comments for me on how I can do things better, or if you just really like what I'm doing, just leave me a note in the comments. Until next time. Oh yeah, one last thing. Don't forget to turn the breaker back on. That's all.